Written by Dr.Yaşam Ayavefe.
Benefits of cybersecurity indexes. Cybersecurity is becoming one of the variables of international politics. The assessment of the level of development makes it possible to consider it within states, as well as to compare and categorize with each other. This comparison can support political and strategic choices. But it is also, and above all, fully integrated into the logic that drives financial markets. Financial centers are gradually integrating cybersecurity into the credibility assessment criteria of companies. Cybersecurity level is becoming one of the variables used to evaluate the value of companies. Thus, cybersecurity becomes an economy of its own, with its markets and industries. In recent years, indices have emerged that mainly respond to these three perspectives. Indices that measure and evaluate the level of states in terms of cybersecurity, companies, and indices that allow the assessment of cyber risks on society or economic indices that make it possible to do business, such as stock market, financial indices that appreciate the cybersecurity and industrial sector. Cybersecurity levels of states. In recent years, various indices have been created to evaluate the level of cybersecurity of states. It is based on the observation that although states' economies are now largely dependent on NICTs, there are no tools to measure their level of maturity in terms of securing their cyber services and infrastructures. The index aims to fill this gap. The study was first applied to 35 countries on 5 criteria. Most of the observed countries have a national cybersecurity strategy that is still in draft form. Of the 35 states observed, 20 have adopted laws and institutions to combat cybercrime. However, few countries invest in the sharing of public-private sector information or provide significant financial support for RVED in the cybersecurity field. The 2015 version, expanded to observations of 125 countries, adds further findings to these results. No country meets all the conditions for good cybersecurity. It takes necessary precautions for the security of cyber infrastructure and services. Cybercrime is called the growth tax. The state ranking suggested by the index derives from the analysis of survey data conducted among 196 states. The United States is at the top of this ranking. It shares 9th place with France, Colombia, Denmark, Egypt, Spain, and Mauritius. But these rankings should be read with great care. What do the measurements, the numbers produced, the rankings really reflect? Published in the form of a long report by 2 university researchers, the Cyber Index deals with cybersecurity and cyber warfare, regional and international organizations involved in these issues, transparency and trust. This report analyzes and explains various national contexts. However, it does not produce numbers, performance measures, or rankings of states. Evaluation remains essentially qualitative. Cyber power is defined here as the ability to resist cyber attacks and deploy the digital infrastructure necessary for a productive and secure economy. The project aims to better understand the mechanisms behind our cyber addiction, its negative effects, and its impact on organizations. The study covers 19 G20 countries and identifies 39 indicators and sub-indicators organized around 4 main topics: legal and regulatory framework, economic and social context, technological infrastructure, industrial application.
Written by Dr.Yaşam Ayavefe.